Walk with me for a few minutes. So today I want to talk to all the entrepreneurs out there, all the solopreneurs making it happen, or anybody that has that idea in their mind, that little seed growing, that maybe now is the time to make the leap into entrepreneurship. Because I think this season we're in right now is probably as good a time as any, if not maybe the most important time for entrepreneurs to step up, to rise, to make an impact. For two obvious reasons. Number one, so many industries are just getting crushed right now. I'm talking to so many of my friends and social circle from different sectors, and my heart goes out to just all of the companies, brands, organizations that are just being crushed by the changing dynamics that we're all facing, obviously in response to pandemic and our needed response and reaction to it. We're watching, I know, the numbers of unemployment in our country and really in the world continue to rise to staggering rates. How many of you have someone close to you, a family member, a loved one, a close friend that right now is in that group, being negatively impacted, not knowing when they're gonna go back to work or be able to start again, or maybe sitting in a place where they're seeing their savings account or runway dwindle and stepping into a whole realm of uncertainty when it comes to financial security. And if that's you, my heart goes out to you, and hopefully this message will resonate, maybe inspire a solution or next step. So there's a need right now for people to get creative. There's a need right now for people to create new streams of income, to maybe go a different direction out of pure necessity, that a lot of the job seats that have been out there and that we're used to are no more, or at least on pause. The other reason why right now is so important is because the need right now is not only massive, but it's shifting. So guys, when it comes to opportunity, supply and demand 101, the greater the demand, i.e. the greater the need, the greater the necessity, the greater the opportunity for people to rise up and supply that demand. And right now there are greater needs than ever before. There are shifting needs than ever before. There is opportunity all around us, but in order to seize that opportunity, we're gonna have to think differently. We're gonna have to act differently. And you guys, that's not gonna come in most cases from a structure of the past. It's gonna come from people rising up and thinking outside the box, creating new solutions, i.e. we need entrepreneurs right now in the world more than ever before. People to create ways to come up with new solutions to today's problems. Entrepreneurs, guys, we need you. So that's why I want to have a conversation with everyone who's on the path or wants to be on the path, either out of necessity or out of opportunity of today. And the biggest question I get asked, and also the biggest question I've asked myself, I've been a full-time entrepreneur now 20 years. It's really the only thing I've ever done in my adult life. And I know a question I ask myself all the time is, am I going the right way? Is this the right direction? Man, there's so many options right now. There might not even be a footprint to follow or a precedent laid down or an existing path to go behind. You might be blazing a trail. So often we're asking ourselves, man, am I going the right direction? And I get asked that a lot. How many of you out there are moving in a direction right now that there's a part of you that's like, go, go, go. And then there's a part of you that's like, am I going the right way? Am I doing the right thing? How many of you have had that internal conversation? Give me an all capital yes below. So I want to give you some directions, some navigation, some affirmation on how you know with certainty as an entrepreneur. This is for entrepreneurs out there. That's my expertise. That's who I have to speak to. How you know with certainty you're going the right way right now. Before we dive into the specific directions, who's with me this morning? Hello? I know you're out there. Thanks for plugging in. If you're live, tell me you're live. If you catch the replay, tell me replay. I still love you. If you're back, welcome back. I love our time together. You know the drill. Give me a hey, hello, how we doing? Tell me something about you. Tell me something that's going on in your life. I want to know. I love our time together. If you're new to the squad, welcome. Collaboration and participation is appreciated. Chime in. Don't sit behind a screen. Throw a comment. Where are you from? Introduce yourself. We're walking together. We're talking together. We're adding value together through your perspective in the comments. So please chime in. And let's talk about how I know if we're all as entrepreneurs going in the right direction. First indicator an entrepreneur is going the right way. If you're getting met with resistance, keep going. Stay the course. You are going the right way. You guys, by definition, an entrepreneur is doing something against what is today's norm. You know, we are still stuck living in a mental framework that is a legacy or an aftermath of decades ago, at a time that no longer exists. We're really stuck in an industrial age mindset, which is crazy to think we're still there. But we are, just by definition of time and our personal or generational method of hanging on to what we were taught and passing on what we believe. You know, a long time ago, jobs worked. Matter of fact, the economy needed everybody doing a 9-to-5, showing up every day, doing repetitive tasks over and over to crank out the widgets. And you guys, that worked for a long period of time. It created an industrial revolution. It made America a superpower, and it provided great, meaningful security for a lot of families at that time. And that's why our educational system and our school system became structured around developing the characteristics that would succeed within that framework. You know, stay inside the lines, don't draw outside the box, listen to the rules, obey, obey, obey. If not, you're sitting in the corner with the dunce cap. Don't make mistakes. Mistakes are bad, right? Let's be perfect. Let's get the A's and reward the A students. And heaven forbid we make mistakes and get the red pen out on our paper. All these things were designed in our system to create a set of characteristics for a time that no longer exists. And the reason I reference that is because most of us are still living in that legacy. The boomer generation grew up in it. My generation, you know, even the Xers, older millennials, we still went through that structure. Therefore, we were taught those principles, and a lot of us still operate within those limitations. So my point of resistance is this. You're going against what most people think is quote unquote normal. So that is normal for you to be met with resistance when you go a direction that is not the supposed to. It's not the job. It's not the 9-to-5. It's not the, oh, but you need a secure job. Even though we say this still, I don't know that many people believe it with what's going on today. I don't think that is real security, but for a lot of people, that's our initial reaction. So guys, the first thing we need to know as an entrepreneur is you're going against the grain of the majority of people and what they have been taught. You will be met with resistance if you go against traffic, if you go against the grain, if you go against the herd. Doesn't mean you're going the wrong way. Matter of fact, I believe that if you're going the same direction as everybody else, you're going to end up in the same place as everybody else. And most people are not happy in the place that they're in. So why would you go the same direction to try to get to the same place as everybody else. By definition, go against the grain. At least you have a shot of getting in a different place. So entrepreneurs, if you're getting met with resistance, stay the course, keep going. You're going the right way. Second indicator is if you're getting met with rejection, you're going the right way. Guys, this is a hard one for entrepreneurs, especially when we're first getting started, because when you have some idea that you're super passionate about, you really believe in, you know can add value, you're so excited, and you bring it to the people that are closest to you just by nature of proximity, and a lot of the times they don't see what you see. They're not as excited as you're excited. They don't see the value you see, and you get so frustrated that they don't see what you see, and then you feel rejected because they don't have the same opinion as you. Guys, there is not a single product, a single service, a single idea on the planet that 100% of people are going to want and need. There's not. The biggest brands in the world don't expect 100% of the market to buy what they have. Guys, rejection, i.e., people just saying no to what you're offering, is a part of the game. That's normal. That's a part of business. You can't take it personally. They're not saying no to you. They're not rejecting you. They're rejecting what you are trying to bring to the world. And they say that's not for them. And that is okay. To have an expectation that everybody you talk to is going to see the same value in something you do is an unrealistic expectation. Not everybody drives a Tesla. Not everybody wears Nikes. Right? Not everybody has an iPhone. The biggest brands in the world don't expect everybody to say yes. So if you're getting met with rejection, guys, you just got to understand that's a part of the process. Here's the bottom line. If you are passionate about something, if you believe in something, if you see value in something, and if you know it can provide a real solution to people out there, then chances are there are going to be other people that see and feel the same way. Your job's not to sell those that don't see what you see. Your job is to sort through people to find people that do see what you see. Guys, as entrepreneurs, we sometimes see things before other people see things. And you know what? The good news is other people's opinions of what you have don't have to have bearing on your opinion of what you're bringing to the market. Find people that are looking for what you have. Find people that are going to see value from what you get. So entrepreneurs out there, if you get to a place where you're getting rejected, morning. Stay the course. Keep going. You're going the right way. Here's another way you know you're headed the right direction. If people start to think you're crazy, you're going the right way. I remember when I graduated college, I went to, at the time, was one of the top universities academically in the United States. I got degrees in political science, emphasis in public law, minor in psychology, so multiple degrees. I graduated in a total of 3 years in college. I graduated cum laude, Latin honors, built the resume, did the academia thing. And I remember graduating and everybody I knew celebrating, wow, how'd you graduate early? Wow, so impressive. And obviously the number one question that people ask when you finish your academic career is, okay, so the real world's coming, right? What are you going to go do now? And I think many of them thought I was going to say, oh, I'm going to some law school, or I took some, job at a firm, or I'm going this direction. And my answer to all of those people when I graduated college is, well, I'm going to start a home-based business. People thought I had lost it. People thought I was crazy. Why would I go through all of that, build the resume, only to start a home-based business? To most people, it made no sense. They thought I was nuts. They thought I was just going a misdirection, that I would learn my lesson and end up coming back. Morning. And I remember how hard that was to take for a long period of time because people thought I was crazy. Guys, when people think that you're crazy or say something of the sort, it's more a reflection of them than it is a reflection of you. You got to remember that. What they're really saying is, man, I would be too scared to do what you're doing. What they're really saying is, wow, from my perspective, I would have to be crazy to do what you're doing. It's more a reflection of their fear than it is a reflection of your action. And you guys, as entrepreneurs, you got to do something crazy. You got to be willing to overcome a fear that a lot of people don't have. If everybody was willing to overcome that fear, then everybody would be an entrepreneur. Everybody would be a creator. Everybody would be a problem solver. But you guys, not everybody's built to do that. But again, their opinions don't have to have any bearing on your opinion of yourself. Morning. Hi. Their limitations of what's possible for them don't have to be the limitations that you put on yourself. I love Steve Jobs, quote, "Here's to the crazy ones." I'm sure many of you have heard it. The rebels, the ones that go against the grain, for they make the difference. That's not the exact quote. I paraphrased it, but you get the deal. So guys, if you're in a place where people think you're quote unquote crazy, stay the course, keep going. You're going the right way. If you make it through all of those, you'll get to a place where you start to get a lot of self-doubt. Because of the reasons I just mentioned, you're going against the grain. People are telling you no. The environment around you is saying you're crazy. And you get enough of that, you start to question yourself. Even if you're starting to get some traction, like even if you're starting to get some small victories, a little bit of affirmation, you start to get the yaks in your head, those little voices challenging you to doubt yourself. Maybe they're right. Maybe you are crazy. Maybe this won't work. Maybe this isn't the way I'm supposed to be going. Guys, I'm telling you, the self-doubt is normal. It's normal. You have to develop a mindset that is strong enough to meet, right, the resistance, the rejection, the environment around you. And that takes time. That's why it's important for you to do things to affirm yourself, to affirm your direction. But I'm telling you, if you start to get a place where you have self-doubt, keep going, stay the course. You are going the right way. Every entrepreneur goes through those phases. Everyone. Anyone that says they don't is lying. You'll come to a place where your environment starts to shift. The people that maybe you were once closest with start to become distant. The people that you thought might be your lifelong besties maybe start to become disconnected. And new people that maybe are newer relationships, maybe are new to your circle, start to become closer. Guys, if your environment starts to shift, it's a good indicator you're going the right way. It's a natural process on both directions. For you to continue to grow and evolve, you need to surround yourself with people that are going to support your mindset, support your vision for yourself. And not only support, but people that can help, people that have maybe been there, that have done that can give you value and perspective. Which by nature means you're going to have to shift your environment a little bit. Morning. Beyond just you shifting your environment consciously, the people that are close to you might disconnect themselves, either consciously or subconsciously. Let me explain why. By nature, if somebody is growing, evolving, elevating, expanding for their own benefit, for their own good, or even for the good of people around them, by nature, if we are not ourselves either consciously or subconsciously, we start to feel a little guilty. We start to feel a little ashamed sometimes. Again, it goes back to the mirror. It goes back to more a reflection on them than a reflection on you. So a lot of times, when it comes to social circles, either everybody's growing together and supporting each other, or the ones that are growing and the ones that not usually become more distant. You guys, that's a natural phenomenon. It doesn't mean they're bad people or good people or right or wrong. It's just people that are in a area of growth want to be around people that are growing, and people that are not growing don't want to be around people that are growing. So if you're in an environment where your environment is shifting, some people are disconnecting, other people are getting introduced, it's a great indication as an entrepreneur that you're going the right way. Stay the course, keep going, you're going the right way. Is this helping? How many of you guys are on this path right now in one of or some of these different mile markers or milestones? I'll give you a couple more. If you get to a place where everything seems to not go as intended, this wasn't what I planned. This is not the path. This was not the strategic roadmap. This is not the way I thought we were going. Stay the course, keep going. You're going the right way. Guys, 99.9% of the time, the road to where you're going is not going to be the road expected. We map it out the best we can. We think it through the best we can. We do our best to get guidance and, be strategic. But here's the reality. None of us know what's ahead. The good news is you don't need to know the entire path. You just need to know the destination, where you want to go, where you want to end up. And be willing to adapt and be flexible when it comes to our path. I'll also tell you that when you get to a point where everything seems to be going wrong, everything seems to be changing, everything seems to be colliding. When it rains, it pours. When the world seems to be collapsing, when you feel the most amount of pressure, when nothing seems to be working out, when everything seems to be caving, when everybody around you seems to be quitting, when you get to the point where there's the most amount of pressure, that's when you know you're going the right way. Keep going, stay the course, you're going the right way. We have to go through that. I hate this part in the journey. I hate it. I don't know why the world has to work this way, but I know the world works this way. You guys, if you're destined to get to the vision you want, the dream you have, the potential within you, the impact you're meant to make, if you're destined to get there, the world has to test you. I hate this part. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is the case. So I'm just telling you, you got to go through it. It means you're going the right direction. The greater the challenges you get presented, the greater the reward on the other side. The tougher the pressure, right? The brighter the diamond that it's making. Guys, leaders are forged in fire. It's through the struggle that we become. It's just the way that it is. So when things seem to think like everything is caving in, that's when you know you're getting close, right, to your destination. And lastly, in the moment where you just feel like you can't take enough, you feel like it's it, you feel like you can't go any further, right? You feel like you've given it your all. You feel like you don't have any energy left. You feel like you're on the brink. You're at the breaking point. That's when you know you're going the right way. Because it's when you push yourself to the absolute max, the breaking point. The breaking point, guys, isn't where you have to break down. The breaking point is where you break through. And you guys, every success story, every monumental victory, every successful company, community, movement, they all have the stories of people getting to the breaking point and then pushing through. Remember, you are stronger than you know you are. You are more resilient than you know you are. You've gotten that far, and what you don't realize is how strong you've become through the journey. And when you get to that point, not only do you know you're going the right way, but guys, if you keep your head down and you stay in the grind and you continue to go through and you continue to push through all these steps, the resistance, the rejection, the people thinking you're crazy, the self-doubt, the shifting of environments, the external obstacles colliding, the point where you feel like you're ready to break, all of the indicators that you're going the right way, I promise you, one day you'll just look up. You're so focused in the thick of it, you won't even realize how far you come, and you'll look back and go, wow, through all of that, look at what you've accomplished. Look at where you've gotten. Look how far you've come. Look at who you've become. Look at the impact you're willing to make. And you build the muscle, guys, to go through it all again at a bigger level, to make a bigger impact and reach even a bigger potential. So guys, I hope today's message resonates with all of you entrepreneurs, or the ones that have that desire right now to take the leap. The world needs you. And I promise you, if you're going through any of those steps right now, here's me to you. Stay the course. Keep going. You are going the right way. Go through all of the different hurdles, and I promise you'll get to the life, guys, that is worth it. You'll become the person you're meant to. You'll make an impact, guys, that you're designed to. And then your story will continue to evolve and start to inspire others that they can make it through the exact same journey. So here's to all the entrepreneurs out there. Hey, question for all of you. What part of the path are you on? What are you in the middle of right now? If you're willing to be honest and transparent, throw me a comment below. Which one are you facing? I'd love to know where in the journey you are. But if you're at any of those steps, guys, keep going. You're going the right way. Thanks for the time today. As always, if there's somebody out there that is an entrepreneur, they would get value from this, tag them below. If there's someone you want to inspire to take the step, tag them below. If you got value from today, feel free to share. Until the next time we walk together, have a great day, everybody.